Hey YouTube, Logan with Hideaway Homestead coming here today with a video on a little rabbit tractor that I built. Now, if you've noticed on my channel, there's some videos about rabbit tractors, and it was one that I made for the purpose of like creating a garden, which is just cages lifted up off the ground that you are mobile, that you can move around to let the rabbits, kill an area and turn it into fertile garden space. This here is going to be for tractoring rabbits and letting them eat grass. So this little cage here, I did nothing but just basically make a cage and make a wood bottom and a wood top for it, with a top that can come off, and you can access everything from the top. You want to put something on top either to weight it down, or either come in here and make some kind of latch to hold it down, because if it did get windy, this little contraption could blow over. It's good to have it lightweight to be able to move it around easy. It's a little 3x3, and it probably, if you were to build it, this is all scrap wood that I get, but if you were to build it like out of 2x4s, and if you were to rip them up, or if you build them out of solid 2x4s in this wire, you could probably build it out of just maybe 2 or 3 2x4s. And one sheet of this type of metal, this your regular cheap $20 galvanized sheet metal that you can get from Lowe's, you could buy one sheet of that, because this is a 4x4 roof. So super easy to build. Got the slats down in the bottom to keep them from digging out, and just wide enough to where the grass will come up through to where they can eat it. Now, I've tractored rabbits before, and the thing about tractoring rabbits is I've seen people keep them in colonies, I've seen people putting them in tractors, and I do think that there is some validity on the internet of parasite loads. So for one, I don't have a problem with eating a wild rabbit, so I'm not really worried about them being in the wild and everything. But now I don't want to have all of my breeders with parasites, so I'm keeping all my breeders away, and the only thing that will ever come in these tractors will be rabbits that are going to be finished out. They're weaned off of their mom, they're going to be finished out to eat. And I have done it to where I've kept rabbits in here a few batches back, and I raised them completely on grass. Now, they grew a little bit slower, because when they're eating grass and not having any pellets, depending on how good your pasture is, this is not pasture, this is like grass, a yard that has not been managed like rotational grazers have done. And once you get a pasture that's been properly grazed and is producing really high quality, high protein grass, you're gonna just like anything else, like if you have really good high quality protein feed. I feed all my rabbits a 16% protein, and it's a non-GMO feed, but it's got a ton of different minerals. If there's interest in seeing what it is I feed them, I can get one of the bags and show you all that. But I feed a mini pellet, and it's just an amazing food, and it's got all the minerals that they need. And if I want to make sure that they're getting that, I may give them some pellets, or I may give them a mineral block. You can take a regular cattle mineral block and give it to them, and anything that they're lacking, they can eat that. And then once they've eaten that and they've pooped it onto the ground, those minerals get cycled into the system. So your grass will become more mineral heavy and have more nutrient, and as it's properly grazed and managed, it will become better and better. So I think that's why a lot of times, especially on some of the people you're seeing that are raising their meat out on the grass, finishing them out, that they're having slower growth rates, is because of that. I mean, you just can't compete when you've got something that's being managed like an alfalfa patch that's being grown commercially. It's going to have higher protein, it's going to have higher minerals, but you can get your fields and your tree fodder to that stage. And that's the main goal here, is to eventually get off of pellets and to have a system where we have high protein grasses and tree hay to feed to our rabbits all the time. And pellets are pretty cheap, but when you can have animals that are managing a system and you're not putting in any feed inputs, it does count for a good bit, especially if you're growing it for yourself. Because if you've ever looked at what rabbit cost online, or if you can find it in a store somewhere, you're looking at anywhere from $2 to maybe $6 a pound or up on rabbit. I don't know if you can, I may be lying on the $2 because the lowest I think I've ever seen it was $4. You can find it for $4 a pound. And but you know, that's all situational. You don't know if you can find it in your grocery store. You don't know where you have to go to get it. If you get it online, it's expensive. So having something like this to finish your rabbits out on, just your finishes is what I recommend. Just, you know, the ones you're going to eat for meat. Your adults, you could end up having problems with parasites. I know that there's people on YouTube that do colony style, but I think they all do like a cut and carry hay or something. I don't know of anybody that's having just major success and they can prove that their animals don't have parasites, that they're raising them and just moving them around like, you know, you would cattle. So if there is anybody and I don't know about them, please leave them down, leave a link down in the comment section so that way everybody can check them out. But I just don't know of anybody. And yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about on this. I've got this little bungee cord because rabbits, you know, they tend to chew on stuff. So anytime I want to move it, I can come in here and just hook up like this onto some of the wire. Just that way I don't have to worry about a rope being here and the rabbits chewing it off, and just pull it, because see, it slides on those skids. You want to pull it carefully, and I made it wide enough to where the rabbits won't get their feet hung up, and you just move it to the next spot, and you do that depending on how many rabbits you got in there, once, twice, 3 times a day. So if you're going to really overload one, you know, moving it 3 times a day may not be a good way to have return on your money. I don't know, but anyway, that's pretty much it on my little rabbit tractor build. And I'll be making another video of the rabbits grazing, and I'm probably going to take my litter of 10 bunnies and put in here, since they were already a lot smaller than my smaller litters. The other smaller litters, they're going to be ready to butcher here in no time. And I'll probably just, since they were the slower ones, I'll probably put them to finish off on grass and eat them a little bit later. So anyway, if you like this video, if it was helpful, leave a like. If you got any questions, leave them down there in the comment section. And I appreciate everybody for watching. Subscribe to the channel for more. I drop a video like this every day. We'll see y'all in the next one.